Hello everybody, Richard here with CRG Games, and I've got the third box in this series, which is going to be the Dominaria United Draft Booster box. So we're going to crack this open, see what kind of, what kind of stuff we get in here. We basically know that we're going to get all the main, regular versions of the cards. We're not going to get any of the real premium ones, and I'm going to see if I can't open this box with a pen, because I don't have my knife with me, so this is the next best thing. So bear with me here. Woo. WotC's shrink wrap feels thicker than in past products. I don't think that's the case, but for some reason there it felt a little on the thick side. So our draft product is going to come with 36 individual packs, and every box comes with a box topper as well. That is the collector box, the draft box, and the set box all come with a Dominaria United box topper, and that's going to contain one of the the reimagined Legends cards. I do believe those can be foil, although I technically have not opened one yet. I keep forgetting every time to actually open the box topper, so maybe we won't forget this time. But let's go ahead and start cracking. It does appear that these are Japanese packs, so that means they're a little on the looser side, and they've got the little pull tab, which is nice. One of the things I'm curious to see is what's the actual distribution of stained glass lands. So we're starting off with a Plaza of Heroes, and we got a Wrath. Looks pretty good. Keep in mind, here very soon, coming up this weekend, depending on your LGS, it's either probably going to be Friday or Saturday. Store Championships, I do believe, will be taking place, which means you need to be figuring out what kind of deck are you going to build. So there are a couple archetypes that are working pretty good. The pre-release, I actually played Defenders, and it was kind of neat. It was white, black with a splash of green, and I ended up finishing third place out of 11, so much better than I normally do. These ad cards. On my last Whatnot stream, we were just talking about these. It would be nice if WotC just got rid of these ad cards and put in additional tokens. These are useless, and why put in an ad for the product, but you have to buy the product to get the ad? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Ivy Gleeful Spell Thief. This is one of my favorite new cards. There are some main things we're going to be looking out for, of course. Sheoldred, Liliana the Veil. Those are two of them. Timeless Lotus. We want to get some of those. Prices still seem to be holding pretty strong pre-release. Hey, we got Stained Glass Mountain there and an Urborg Lurgoyf. Yeah, prices seem to be pretty strong on those upper end cards. I believe Lily is still around the $40 range, probably $38 to $40. Timeless Lotus looked like it was hovering around the $30 to $35 mark, which is kind of surprising. We got Nishoba Brawler. I thought maybe that it would maybe creep up slightly, but of course it is it is pre-release, so things can happen in any direction, and it's really based on a lot of speculation right now. Until the bulk of the product actually hits the market, and non-brick and mortar stores start listing their singles and things like that, prices can go literally anywhere. Temporary Lockdown. There was a lot of speculation on this card, but it doesn't seem to actually be that expensive yet. So we'll have to see where that one goes. It's definitely one that I was looking forward to. If you're playing Portable Hole, Temporary Lockdown is a great alternative. It does cost 2 more mana, 1 colorless and 1 white more, but it has a little bit different effect there. It's still super helpful. We got Vidalian Mindsinger. Okay, I think this probably is going to be the product that makes me finally build Merfolks. I've been wanting to for a long time, but I never really had a great collection of Merfolk cards, and luckily Dominaria United seems to deliver on a really good selection, actually, of Merfolks. We got a Power Stone token there. Danitha Benalia's Hope. So I played this in the pre-release. Actually did really well. Walking Bulwark. This is one of the cards you want to look out for if you're going to be playing Defender. There's actually a lot of great Defender cards. Shield Wall Sentinel, this was actually probably the most helpful card in the Defender deck. That and Clockwork Drawbridge put in a lot of work tapping down your opponent's creatures. And basically how that worked is I played a lot of Defenders. We got Karplusan Forest. I played a lot of Defenders. Hey, I don't think I've seen that one yet. And so the Defenders would, of course, keep me from taking damage from my opponent. And while I was building up my defenses, I was searching for cards that would allow me to create tokens, both bird and soldier tokens. So I was putting up my walls while building my army behind them. And it worked out pretty well. We got Urza Assembles the Titans. Join forces there. So I'm going to be doing the same as I usually do with all these singles. I'm going to be waiting for probably a couple weeks after release to actually list most of the cards. Hey, we got Keldon Flame Sage. That is a foil rare. And Defiler of Dreams. I'm going to be waiting a little while before I list most of the cards. And the reason why is because I don't really want to miss out on post-release spikes, right? Because a lot of times you'll have cards come out and they'll hover around, you know, even like $1 or so. And then what'll happen is they'll get picked up and they'll start to get played in, popular decks or things like that, Pioneer, Modern, Standard, whatever it may be, and then the price will just skyrocket. And there's tons of examples of that, and I really don't want to miss out. Leaf Crown Visionary. This is one of the really great elves in this set, so I would definitely keep an eye out on him. One that comes to mind, one card that really spiked hard after release, and actually a good while after release, was Fable of the Mirror Breaker. And I believe Fable is still running around the $16 to $17 mark, and its token, the Goblin Shaman token, last time I checked, was also around the $14 to $16 mark. It's very strange when a token is just as expensive as the card that creates it, especially when that card is over $10 and almost $20. But we're in that point in Magic where we've got really good cards that we like to play, and they happen to create tokens, and we just don't get enough of the tokens because we get things like this instead. So I don't necessarily think we need an ad for Magic the Gathering Arena in the product. We need an additional Goblin Shaman token, something that people can use. Those ad cards, more often than not, they just get thrown away, really. Defiler of Flesh, very nice. Also looking for the one artifact there, the uncommon artifact that allows you to tap a legendary creature for mana. That is a great one. I'm going to try to get a handful of those for future, deck building. I just think it's a really, really great mana rock. So that's something I'm hoping to pick up some, and we haven't seen one yet. Hey, Stang Twin. That's a rare token. And that may end up being one of the tokens that, if Stang gets played a lot, that may end up being one of the tokens that becomes expensive. It just depends on how often we actually end up pulling it. And for being Japanese packs, these actually open quite easily without the tab. We got the Astor. There we go. Relic of Legends. That was the one I was looking for. Bone Splinters. I did see an article from 17 Lands. I believe it's 17 Lands. They were talking about how balanced this set is. And I don't know all the specifics, but as I guess going on, taking a bunch of games as data and comparing the win rates between color combos, apparently this set is extremely, extremely balanced. And that should really, for the future, ensure that this is a great draft experience. And they compared it to some other previous sets that maybe weren't so balanced. I don't really know all of the details, but I'll try to find that article and I'll link it in the description so you guys can check it out. I thought it was definitely an interesting read, and I just read it briefly. I was interested because when we did draft this at pre-release, I thought, that was pretty fun. I didn't have a problem building anything. I got basically, the cards I wanted. I went in knowing I wanted to build Defender, and there were enough Defenders. And I thought it was a great time. And I didn't hear anybody say that they thought anything was, unbalanced or I think everybody performed really well. Even the players that were a little on the newer side, they seemed to do really well. They didn't have any issues, and they performed great. And I think that just kind of goes to show that this is a really, really well-designed product that is going to be, if you ask me, on the same lines as Neon Dynasty. And I really like Neon Dynasty. I like this Ornithopter token. Defiler of Faith. I really like Neon Dynasty, and a lot of people do. And I think, for me personally, this is on the same level. It doesn't have quite as much hype because we don't have fancy neon cards and things like that. But as far as just a well-balanced and fun set to play, so far, this has lived up to the hype. Got a Sulphurous Springs there, and a Tatiova. And some people might, complain a little bit that there's nothing, there's no extremely expensive cards in this set. And I don't think there really needs to be. This is a standard set. This is meant to be drafted, meant to be played, meant to provide cards for Commander and in Standard and all the other different formats. This isn't meant to be a, get your chase on, right? Unless you're buying the collector boosters, of course. But for the most part, as far as a playable set, fun factor, balance, this thing's got it. We got Joda's Codex and a Golden Argosy. So I got a lot of use out of this guy, allowing my creatures that crew it to blink, essentially, and come back. Then I was getting multiple enter the battlefield effects. Golden Argosy, that was a really important part of my deck there, so I wouldn't look too far past that guy. It's a 3/6 for 4, right? And it only has a crew cost of 1. But it's the allowing you to get the enter the battlefield effects. Even if it gets removed, the creature still comes back, and you'll get the ETB. Rith Liberated Primeval. I think somebody was looking for this guy, actually. Maybe this was one that I was looking for. I think somebody in my play group was looking for that card, so I'll have to check with them. I believe that's the first one I pulled. Oh, no, it was last night on stream. That's right. Somebody was asking me if I pulled a Rith, and I was like, I think so, but I had not. Hey, finally a Shivan Devastator. I was looking for that guy. That's include in Animar. I think that'll be a really fun, include in Animar as well, especially because it has all the 1/1 counters, and it's only X and a red. So I'll be able to get a lot of value out of that. All right, Defiler. We're getting a pretty good amount of these Defilers here. One of the other things that I noticed is there seems to be a lot of, maybe not a lot, but a good amount of removal. There's a good amount of removal. There's a good amount of like counter spells, creatures, all different kind of stuff. Again, it's just a great set. I like this set. I had a great time playing it, and I'm going to be playing it again. And building decks with the with the new supply of commander worthy cards. Yeah, Keldon Flame Sage. I believe one of the guys was actually looking for Phoenix Chick. I didn't really use this card, so I'm not exactly 100% sure what it does. So we got a 1/1 for 1 with flying and haste, but it can't block. When you attack with 3 or more creatures, you may pay 2 red. If you do, return Phoenix Chick from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attacking with a +1/+1 counter on it. Okay, yeah, I mean that's a pretty damn good card. for 1 mana, Flying and Haste. Just for that alone, I think that's pretty good. So, okay, I can see why he was looking for those. I may have to pick some of those up myself. We get the Cruelty of Gix and Raph. It is nice that they do include a healthy amount of these, these showcase versions in the draft packs. Just as a little extra, a little extra bonus there. But my opinion still maintains that the traditional foil showcase and the textured foil should not coexist at the same time in the same product. They feel too similar, especially when you pull them up, one after the other is just insane. And speaking of insanity, we were cracking some Ikoria collector booster packs on the Whatnot stream yesterday, and it was pretty interesting. We pulled 2 deflecting swats right after another. Yeah, those were some pretty insane packs. We also pulled a doubling season, which was very exciting. We did not pull a Mana Crypt yet out of the mystery booster, but I'm definitely hoping to get one. And then in the last 5 or 6 packs of Khans of Tarkir, we end up pulling a Polluted Delta and a Windswept Heath. I was blown away because I was like, the guy had asked, hey, did you pull any fetch lands out of that box? I said, yeah, we got 2. There's 6 packs left. I can't imagine there's anything in there since we've already got 2. And then there happened to be a Polluted Delta and a Windswept Heath and a foil Mythic Sorin. I was blown away. That guy he made out like a bandit, and I'm glad. All right, last pack here. We got Quirion Beastcaller, Balmor Combat Research, and Blight Pile. That was a great one. Here nearing the end, Elfheim Worm, and we only got 1 Relic of Legends. I'm a little bit disappointed about that. So let's get this box topper open. I think they still use pretty strong glue on these things. Yeah, actually, it's not glue. I'm sorry. It's just a strip of double-sided tape, which is a little on the strong side. So you got to be careful when you're pulling these things off that paper that you don't bend the card in the process. So let's go ahead and rip this, see what kind of legendary we get. This will be my first one opening out of 3 boxes because I forgot. All right, these are sealed pretty strongly. Let's see if we can maybe get this thing out. There we go. All right, what do we got? Tor Walkie the Younger. So it appears that it is just a traditional foil and not the textured foil. I'm not sure if you can get the textured foils out of these. I do believe you can get uncommon and also mythic or rare legends. I'll have to see about getting some more boxes. Oh, we'll open more boxes and stuff, and we'll open more box toppers. So we'll see what happens there. But that is kind of a nice include there. Torwalkie the Younger, and I believe there are 20. There are 19 or 20 different legends that you can get. So there at least is a good variety of cards that you can pull from these box toppers, and it's not all the same thing. So appreciate that. I think they did a good job there. Let's thumb through these rares real quick. See what we got. We got Beast Caller of my Coast. What else we got here? Shivan Devastator and Rith Golden. Sarah Paragon. I think that was one of the really good angels that everybody's looking for. Sulphurous Springs, Defilers. Leyline Binding has Domain. We got the Squee. What else we got here? Herd Migration. Leaf Crown Visionary, like that one. Thran Portal. Kelvin Flame Sage, Foil Rare. Carplusan Forest. Got that Temporary Lockdown. Ivy. And Plaza of Heroes. I think that was a pretty decent box. All right. If you guys enjoyed this, hit the like button if you did like it. If you didn't like it, go ahead and hit the thumbs down button. I can see those even though they don't show up, but it helps me know how I'm doing. I will have some links in the description, including my Amazon affiliate link. If you'd like to support the channel, one of the best ways you can do that is if you're already shopping on Amazon, go ahead and use that link. I get a very small cut, and everything goes back into the channel and in helping helping this grow. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, I'll catch you later.